Every patient has a story. They come to us during the worst moments of their lives. We share our strengths, what we know, and what we do to make them strong. When they are ready to write the next chapter of their story, they return to the moments that give their life meaning. Morning coffee with a best girlfriend, leisurely afternoons with a lifelong love, story time and discovering new things, sonatas and rhapsodies, autumn strolls, and deep gratitude for more years together. By sharing our strengths with each other, we strengthen our quality, our services, and our ability to be right where we're needed. And that's important, because every patient has a story.
Over the years now, the scoliosis has been getting worse. After we moved to Frankfurt, I was seen in the ER at Paul Oliver because I was having heart palpitations. They discovered with a cardiac catheterization that I had pulmonary hypertension and I needed more oxygen to my heart. I come 3 days a week and it's very handy. And they think that it's helping me live a lot longer than I would have. The pulmonologist said that maybe I'd live a couple of years when he first saw me, and I'm still making a face at him when I go see him to say I'm still here. It's improved my life quite a bit having Paul Oliver here.
I was expecting to get it. It just happened sooner than I planned. I've seen how my mom went through it, and I don't want to end up in the situation she ended up in. It's nice to have someone who knows what they're doing, what they're talking about to help you. I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost slightly over 70 pounds in the past year. Coworkers have asked me, how did you lose your weight? And I told them, because of my diabetes, I watch my carbs. And I just follow the doctor's orders, follow nutritionist orders, go to diabetic programs, and just follow the rules. And I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. With her help, I've noticed I can do it on my own. Hopefully all diabetic education programs have someone like her.
I broke my neck. I couldn't move. The responding team, the ambulance, they were incredible. They knew it was Shoeman Dan laying there on the Fifth Avenue Pier, yeah. They didn't think I'd ever walk again. I spent over 2 years an outpatient at West Shore Hospital in their physical therapy department. They're pros, they're really good. They're compassionate and they're kind, but they're also demanding. To me, they're not just therapists, they're friends, lifetime friends. They knew that I love biking, so that's what they invested that money in. And I used it every day I was there. We're extraordinarily blessed to have a hospital in our small town. I dealt with a big thing, obviously, and they were there for me. To be able to just go to West Shore Hospital and get that kind of service, we're blessed.
I was so pleased to know that this hospital's here and that they are doing more and more, that I can come here and I don't have to travel. The nurses, when I had my cataract surgery, were just super. They made me feel like I was one of the most important people in this world. The anesthesiologist, he was so comforting, because he walking me through like he did. And I appreciate that, because I don't like pain. I'm against it. I'm very pleased with this hospital. The staff here is just like family. I walk in the door and they know who I am. We got the doctors that come in, so there's nothing that we would need or want. I would definitely come back for anything else that you care to do for me.
I did not have any headaches, I had no double vision, no symptoms whatsoever. North Flight came, evidently did an excellent job because within minutes I was at Munson Medical Center. A week later, I was in having a tumor removed from my head, which, thank God, turned out to be non-cancerous. Dr. Cilluffo has my utmost love and respect. I knew the people that were taking care of me loved what they were doing. They were compassionate, they were kind, they were so friendly that I actually felt that it was like being with my family. God was with me there because He gave me the best of the best to take care of me.
And I was just driving down the road and I woke up on the snow. I had fallen off my snowmobile and hit a tree. Fortunately, I could get to my phone. I called my wife, couldn't tell her where I was at, told her that my light was on the snowmobile and that's how she could find me. The doctor wanted to do a CAT scan to check, to make sure I didn't have any damage in my vertebrae. When I woke up, he was standing over me with the paddles. I said, well, aren't those for the heart? And he said, yeah, you've had a heart attack. It's tough to say thanks. The girl that was, and I don't know if she was a nurse or a receptionist or whatever, when we got there, she asked what we needed. I had pointed to the CT machine and I said, I think that's the machine I was in when I died. And she said, oh my God, you're the one. And I said, well, you act like I'm the only one that this has happened to. And she said, I think you are. I'm so fortunate that they were on top of their game. And because of them, I'm here today. They did a great job.
I came home and I went to therapy in Cadillac for about a year. I was in bad shape. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't even swallow. I had to take swallowing lessons. Paralyzed all along here, my arm all along there, my right side. Just dreadful. They would sing, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. You know, I could sing. Something about you had to, there were long stretches of words that you would sing with. It brought back the world to me. It means so much to me because I love music and I always did. And I've been playing every day since November. They saved my independence and made me very independent. And they saved my dignity too. It made such a difference in my life and my life as it is now. I think about them a lot.
I had an emergency C-section. Kennedy was born first and she came out just screaming, which as a mom was so powerful because at 30 weeks I didn't know. And about a minute later they delivered Carly. The girls were doing fabulously. And so when they wheeled us into recovery, we felt like it was just a matter of time before we could see our little babies. The doctor came over to tell us, and we were kind of in disbelief. And I looked at him and we said, what can we do? What can we do? And he looked at me and he said, you can hold her. And I held her, my husband held her, my mom held her, and we were able to have her baptized. We were leaving the NICU after we had said goodbye to Kennedy. And we looked over and there was a nurse and she had her head in her hands and she was sobbing at the table. And I remember looking at her and thinking, she doesn't know me. She doesn't know our story. She doesn't know how much we wanted these girls. And she is so devastated by our loss. And I looked at my husband and I said, this is where we need to keep Carly. This is where we need to be, at a place where they care so much. Having the security of having a NICU with full-time neonatologists was priceless. And so I really feel like if we hadn't been there when we delivered Carly, I think we would have lost them both. I really do. Carly's great. She has grown and thrived. When we wonder what Kennedy would look like or what she would be doing, we know because we have Carly here, and that brings us a lot of joy.